author and public speaker. Dennis Kenney is here with more. Thank you so much for being back, Dennis.
Oh, goodness, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, and this is such a hot button issue.
Yes.
Even you could see with the fact that recent graduates booed their commencement speakers that mentioned AI.
They're scared.
They are. And can you imagine on this day you've worked so hard for and then to be booing in that moment? And what that is telling us is that they're reactive. They're scared. I was pulling some of the numbers getting ready for this, and I last night literally jaw dropped because can you imagine 4 years? So go back to 2022, they start their degrees, computer science, medical school, and then in November, OpenAI comes along. And they say, oh, wow, we have this new tool. This is going to help me with my work. And now as they're getting their degrees, they're saying, your jobs are being replaced.
Okay, so how do you allay, how do you put to rest those concerns, because they're valid?
Yes, they're absolutely valid. And first of all, their reaction also says to me a generation that maybe doesn't always have the communication skills to push back. Silence maybe would have been an option in that moment in that commencement speech. But to your question, good old-fashioned public speaking, when we have a conversation, leadership skills. It's people that can interact with AI, so we have to be AI fluent, we call it, but also to be able to talk about these situations, meaning if we all have the answers in this new world where everything's generated, the distinguishing factor is how we communicate.
Wow. Bravo right there.
Thank you.
But you know, I feel like a lot of people are playing catch up. So
Yes.
what should we do right now to get ahead of the curve?
Fabulous question and very important. So it's almost like when you try to learn another language, you get overwhelmed. I tried French during the pandemic, and that was a hit or miss moment because I wanted to be perfect at it. I wanted to get it all, but it's small, digestible moments, meaning so pick one AI tool, whether it's OpenAI, Claude, ChatGPT. Once a week, learn 1 to 2 skills and start to integrate them. Think of AI as your assistant, not as the one who is navigating the ship. So those small AI fluent moments that you can do to move forward with. Always check your AI as well, because we go into it and we say, oh, we've got the new tool here. And if you're not doing your due diligence, there are people, lawyers, that are putting cases with people's lives hanging in the balance where they have not checked of a hallucination. Wow. Scary.
It's wrong. And doctors maybe
yes,
also?
Absolutely.
So it does not replace what your due diligence that you should be doing. What skills, what human skills can AI never replace?
Ever. It could never communicate or lead. Let's say there's an emotional moment where you're making a split-second decision as a company. The AI is going to help get the information prepared for you, whether it's an outline, whether it's a document to send. But if I'm working in front of investors, I work with CEOs all the time and executives, high pressure situations, I'm not going to hand that over to a machine that is not having a heartbeat, can experience empathy, can show direction, can look at somebody in the eyes and affect how they feel. So that is something where it'll never be replaced. If anything, it is more important these days that we get our students conversing. The Harkness method is a wonderful 100-year method that schools, all of the educators should be adopting, which is the kids sit in a group and instead of just going, it's answers is the way that we define if somebody's successful, it's let me see how you got to that answer. Let's have some pushback. Let's have discussions. That will rise to the surface that students, that adults can all communicate our ideas and have a back and forth as opposed to booing and screaming and being upset, which I understand that they're nervous and scared. But we need to start these dialogues now, and that's why I'm grateful for this platform.
Can you just tell me the name of it again? I want to read about
Harkness
Hark
method.
With a K?
It started with Phillips Exeter Academy 100 years ago. A lot of the preparatory schools in Massachusetts have used it. It is a wonderful, wonderful factor because I can generate answers. I could take a test, have those answers, you know, in one ear, out the other.
Yes.
But it's about how did we get to that answer? And are you buying it? Let's have a conversation. Those students, those executives are the ones that are going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And also, last thing I'll say, AI has brought some wonderful advancements in medicine, in in allowing people to communicate that maybe verbally can't. There's some really beautiful, beautiful advancements that I would hate to be overshadowed because of this fear, the media frenzy, we're losing our jobs, we're cutting them. So there's a balance.
I agree, because technology can never ultimately replace our humanity, and that's what we have to keep in mind. But if we do want to just make those practical, simple steps, because you mentioned like the language, it's overwhelming.
Yes.
What do we do to make this less overwhelming?
Absolutely. So like I said, those small digestible steps as well. Also, in how I call it interrogating AI. It's probably an extreme way to put it, but to make sure that that is not the definitive end-all be-all answer. Push back on that. Keep yourself up to date with it. I know there's so much content to consume about what to do and navigate. You go on YouTube, find somebody credible and stick with them, giving those digestible steps as well. Also knowing that it's how you converse. When you meet somebody, the biggest moment that is being overshadowed in public speaking is the ability to listen. It almost is kind of the antithesis of speaking, but listening is the secret sauce. If I show genuine interest in you and allow you to tell me a bit about yourself, that's the data. That's how I find my way in. We always lead with our credentials. Done all this, blah, blah, blah. We should be excited for our accomplishments and proud of them. However, our accomplishments mean nothing if they're not applicable to the person we're speaking to.
Amen. I always say that we listen for a living.
Yes, yes, you do, and that's what makes you wonderful. And when you join this conversation, you move it forward. So that's the secret sauce: is listening.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
having you
so
always.
much. All right, in Daytime, we'll be right back.